playing out the grand finals with player 2 and player 3. We love the change of color. We should do that more often. I really like the color for the player 7, I think, the player 7 color. Gotta start doing that. But very early lead for Boom. It's also not that big of a lead, but it is growing. So for those who weren't around for the end of Boom's last set versus Vanta, that last game, or I guess the ending of that last game, Boom was like very far in the lead. Like Boom was just throwing out like random uppies in the middle of combos because he was just like, I got 3 stocks, I can do it. So I'm just saying that could be a sort of telltale sign of sorts as to how this particular set is going to go. But it is the start of the set, and we do potentially have 2 more sets worth of games ahead of us, so I can't get too hasty here. Looking for a roll with the up smash, not quite getting it though, only getting punished by a dash attack, which won't kill at that part of the stage. Is going to get caught by that turtle off stage. And like Turtle is that backer is really good at edge guarding, because it's just out and active for so long, and provided the multi-hit actually works, like you get that last hit, it does have decent kill power for like the part of the stage you're going to be using it at. But I think Vanta has like a lot more momentum going into this set, having to play through that game 4? No, that was game 5. That game 5 set right before this. So I think that might be a factor as to this. Boom had to wait for like all of losers for this grand, so I think there might be a little less momentum on his side, although luckily for him, he does have, you know, 2 sets to work with. Barely making it back, but Vanta not quite catching that, or not quite getting the tech, but making that stock right back anyway. We are back to an even game. 1 stock remaining, and it's just gonna go to whichever player can make the most of it. Like all games. I can't even tell what time it is, but it's late. It's very late. But Vanta looking like they are going to take this first game of Grand Finals. Of course, Fox is a very explosive character, so, you know, a vortex can happen, just a lot of neutral winning can happen. But Vanta was able to get that roll read and that very powerful up smash on Fox, which is a very light character. So, game 1, going to Vanta, very good start, but, you know, they definitely have a long road ahead of them if they want to take this entire tournament. So, are we just... I guess we kind of have to rock with the player 2 and player 3, because then both Vanta and Boom will have to disconnect to keep the, you know, the player numbers correct, like the positioning or whatever. So yeah, going to small battlefield this time. Forgot what stage we started at. Fox, not quite working out as well this set. Of course, it is still early in the set, but it was looking a lot nicer in the earlier set. I do have to wonder if we're going to see the Pokemon trainer come out at some point. Bear killing. I'm going to assume, or not fair, I think I said fair, that F tilt, I mean killing. I'm going to assume that Boom just thought that they lived, that they didn't have to DI anymore. That's my guess. But even then, I mean, like, Game & Watch Fair comes out so abruptly, like, you barely even have time to react and DI before you're just in that blast zone. So, Vanta, once again, with this early lead, but this is Fox we're talking about, so it's not Jover. It's definitely not going to be Jover at this point of the set. Or sorry, of the game. That being said, though, Boom is going to have to find this kill very soon. And yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Vanta really just catching all of these up smashes at ledge, and this set is like finally Boom getting that kill, but this set is going a lot better for Vanta this time around than it did originally. And it's really silly Game & Watch just low profiling that laser. Boom getting these hits, but like Vanta is finding them like right back. Getting the up smash there, not quite killing with the down air. But like for as much as Boom wins neutral, I think like I just think Game & Watch gets more of a reward for winning neutral than Fox does, and that's kind of just where Vanta's lead is coming from. Getting that down air off stage, that's a Smub classic. And game 2 of the set does go to Vanta. This is definitely a much more commanding lead this go around. And if Vanta can just keep up this momentum, they might just take the entire tournament. Which, like, there is merit to that, which may justify the Fox, but just judging by how things are going in this particular set, I'm at least considering a switch if I'm Boom. Because Boom is trying to get like all of these strings going, like from these fairs, these down airs, like just then, like a couple seconds ago, Boom tried to get like this down air into dash attack, but it wasn't true, so, you know, he just caught an up smash for it, or sorry, an up B for it. And I think the difference between this set and the last one is that Vanta's just taking better advantage of that. And it definitely shows in the long run. But that being said, this game actually is semi-even. Like, Boom does have to find like a couple good hits before anything starts killing. Like, up smash is not gonna just auto kill right now, the same way it's going to for Game & Watch. Never mind, it is going to auto kill right now. I have been your fraudulent commentator, Samurotnik. But yeah, Vanta finding that that F tilt, taking the stock right back, not allowing Boom to run away too much with the lead. And I think this stage choice might actually be good for Boom here. Just because you have a lot more room, you have a lot more platforms. You can maneuver around Game & Watch's kill moves more. You have an easier time landing with these like 3 like widely spread out platforms, I say as they leave. But when they were on the screen, my point still stood. And now that they're gone, Vanta was kind of able to do the same thing that they've been doing for the rest of, or you know, the entirety of the set. And now that we have the different platform layout, it's definitely going to be a bit harder for Boom to really function as well as they were at the start of this game. Like, you see Vanta just getting all these hits, running away with this lead the same way that they didn't really let Boom run away with their lead at the beginning of this game. Boom finally finding that up smash and the stock, but taking 73 in the process. And you know, Vanta just trying to find these kill moves here because it's that time, but Boom has to like get to the point where like he can even think about killing right now. down smash, and it's working because it's Game & Watch. And yeah, there's another factor that I think Vanta hasn't really pulled out, at least in a little bit in this game, which is the down air. I think down air is something that Boom is going to have to watch out for, but the back air sealing that stock. And now we have a reset, and we get to see if Kyle is funny or not, depending on the name for the final that shows up on the overlay. If Kyle changes it to what I want him to change it to, I will PayPal him another $2 when I get my phone back. We will have to see. But yeah, that was a very commanding like win for Vanta here. Like, I definitely think the momentum from the previous set win is like a factor. And indeed, the Pokemon trainer does come out from Boom. And we are just going to have to see if I was right or not in saying that it would have been a good idea. Because, I mean, I don't really know too much about Boom, but I assume this is Boom's, like, actual main. Or maybe the Fox was the actual main. Because, like, we've had people before just not go their actual mains in this bracket just because... Like, not to say that extra credit isn't a serious bracket, but it is... People don't take it quite as seriously as, like, the grind or other locals, just because it's not... It's meant to be, like, it's literally called extra credit. It is mainly there for so you can get more games and just perfect your craft more. Like, winning the tournament isn't as big of a focus here. So there is that. That being said, though, if I'm either of these players, I really want to win. I really want to win this tournament because there is a prize pool on the line. For as much as I was positive posting, being like, it's not about winning, it's about getting good practice. It is still sort of about winning. Anyway, my point here is that, like, I don't know if this PT is just like a character that Boom was going just to get good practice with it for the tournament. Like, maybe PT is for, like, specific matchups that Fox struggles in or not. Or maybe this is the actual main. Like I'm just not familiar with Boom. But if this is the main, I definitely think it has merit to it and could work out. And as we're seeing right now, it is working out. Taking 70% before finally losing the first stock, or taking a stock and 70% before losing first stock, I definitely think this switch is working out a lot more. And if I had to guess, this is Boom's main. Or maybe Fox just does bad against Yaman, which I can definitely see that happen too. And now Vanta is actually in a pretty scary situation because now Charizard is on screen. And unlike Fox, Charizard does actually just get to throw out moves and have them kill. With like less commitment than Fox, because Fox has to commit to an up smash. Charizard still has to kind of sort of commit to things like back air, but not to the same degree that Fox does. But now Squirtle's on screen. I forgot Squirtle actually had a kill throw. If that was closer to the ledge, that back throw would have killed. Vanta not getting the berry hitbox on that down smash. Also, Boom just not killing with that up B. Zard up smash coming out. Zard actually does have really good up smash. It's like, what, the second fastest up smash in the game? Something like that? Very fast. And I think the fastest up smash in the game is like the character right next to it. Right next to him on the character select screen. I think Diddy has the fastest. But Boom, I think being a lot more aware of that up B, but I think another factor is that Boom is playing a character that now actually has more options for like avoiding Game & Watch's up B out of shield. Like you don't have to use the stubbiest moves in the world to hit Game & Watch's shield, or just to hit Game & Watch in general. But Vanta definitely showing like a certain level of awareness. Like I've been seeing Vanta throw out these buckets, which bucket does serve as a reflector here. But in throwing out bucket in like the points in time where it would definitely be normal for Boom to throw out the Razor Leaves. And now both players on last stock, but Boom definitely possessing a lot more of a lead than he ever did in the previous 3 games. Looking for this, really looking for the Squirtle F smash, not quite finding it. Or not quite finding one that kills anyway. And then Ivysaur just landing with down air and then connecting that up air, taking that first game. And this Pokemon trainer taking this first game, I think, has officially cleared me of the Fraud Watch. I overcame. Looks like we are going to small battlefield for this next game.
Stop battle. Mr. Game & Watch.
I just noticed this talkback button, because we have these like machines that we can like turn the mic on and off and stuff. I just noticed the talkback button. I wonder what that does. I'm gonna have to ask Kyle about that anyway. But getting into this next game, now that we finally have it here. I do think small battlefield does work a bit more to Game & Watch's favor, or I guess more in Game & Watch's favor, because you get to kill, but like what is the best way for me to put this? I'm having trouble like finding the words for it. But like you have an easier time killing, and you have more platforms, more easily accessible platforms, I should say, to play around with. I say this like completely forgetting what game, what stage we were on last game. But even if it was PS2, the small battlefield platforms are a bit lower to the ground, I think. So you do have a bit more easy access. I'm not quite sure if Game & Watch can actually make it up to that top PS2 platform with a single jump. You probably can. But clearly, I don't know how to word what I'm trying to say, so I'm gonna move on. Boom has been very reserved with these Zard side Bs, which I do respect because, like, whenever he uses them, they do get him out of a good spot. But as soon as they stop being conditioned, they stop working. Isn't that crazy how that works? But yeah, Charizard back out to play. You know, never mind. I was gonna say Zard is like definitely the Pokemon you want when you're trying to take kills, like right now. But the Ivysaur can take them too. So there's that. And I mean, I do think both Zard and Ivysaur have their own killing merits. I think Squirtle, well, obviously of the three is going to be the worst at killing. Like, that's pretty sure intended to be like that. But, oh, that down air almost killing. But I think it depends on, like, what percent you're at. If you're at early to mid percent, I think you want Ivysaur a lot more because the thing about Zard is that, like, he becomes a bit more clunky in exchange for, like, living longer. Like, Zard is good at this percent. Zard is better at this percent because it's harder to kill him. He lives better. And then there Squirtle goes, killing, just completely defeating my entire point. I love it when these players do this to me. Or maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about, which is also possible. Listen, man, it's true finals. We're out. We out. But Boom is back in the lead of this game. Not by too much. I do think Squirtle, I think in any other set, Squirtle would be like fine against Game & Watch, except Vanta's already kind of sort of in the playstyle that deals with that kind of character from having just played against Pingu, because for all intents and purposes, I consider Squirtle and Mario to play very similar. Also, good catch from Vanta from that F-tilt. But I think Mario and Squirtle kind of play similar games in terms of just like, they both are really stubby, but they have very, you know, they have longer combo strings that they are capable of at the cost of not having as much range at their disposal to actually execute on them. And Game & Watch, as we saw from the Pingu set, is good at taking advantage of this fact and using that smaller range part to his advantage. Because Game & Watch, for like taking up the least amount of space, being like literally 2D, his moves are kind of big, right? A lot, like Game & Watch up air sends a lingering hitbox so far up into the air. Mario just does a little spin. It's, you know, it's not hard to see the comparison there. Mario, Squirtle does like a little, you know, he does his own spin. Game & Watch summons an entire like aquarium that is overloaded with fish. So I can definitely see how Squirtle would not be the greatest choice in this in the set. Ooh, but going kind of far out off the stage to get that back air. You are Game & Watch, so you're definitely allowed to do that. That's another strength that Game & Watch has in this match. Excuse me. And now, being a big body like Chard is going to be a lot, or Chard? Charizard? It's a lot harder to kind of find your landings when you're dealing with that up air I was talking about earlier. Luckily, I don't think you can tech after you land Charizard side B. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I don't think you can tech after you land that. And I don't think you can get buried by Game & Watch down smash if you're in that no-tech, you know, stance? Not stance, you know what I mean. That no-tech state of being. Not, speaking of no-tech, it's insane how this keeps happening to me. And we're kind of seeing a lot of the same things against the Squirtle as we saw in the Bingu set. I just spent like a while talking about it, so I'm not going to go back into it, but that up B is definitely like one thing that we saw a lot in that set, just because they both have those stubby hitboxes. Going back into Charizard, Boom is definitely, you know, looking for this kill here. But it's going to be a lot harder to find it. And Vanta interrupting that side B. That PT pick, it worked out to start, but I think it's not even like a matter of character anymore. I think it's just Vanta has completely adapted to PT here. And it's, you know, it's working out a lot better, this Game & Watch. I thought I was gonna get a co-commentator for the potentially last game of the entire. Wait, was that Diddy Kong? Hey, there he is. Well, I've been messing around with Diddy Kong a little bit myself recently. I don't know if I agree with this pick. I feel like Boom has kind of just thrown out the kind of picked this Diddy Kong just to like serve as another matchup mix-up. Which, I mean, like, there is merit to doing that. I remember at one of the summits or something, I remember Proto did that to Leo. Like, Proto, like, he kept switching between Min Min and Lucina, and like, he kept losing with Lucina after winning with Min Min, so that Leo would adapt to the Min Min. I'm just saying, Boom could be doing the exact same thing here, and I super mess with the vision. Although I don't really know if it's gonna work, because Diddy Kong is kinda another Mario clone. Kind of. I think that statement has a lot less merit with Diddy than it does with Squirtle, but I love doing that with Diddy. Just trying to like barrel into your opponent, just explode them. But I think within the context of the Game & Watch matchup, oh my god, it worked! it worked. Vanta keeps getting hit by those. Do it again! Give us a third one, please. Do it for me. Ah, that's entertaining. Boom whiffing the up smash, but Vanta getting hit by the banana peel, so unfortunately not unfortunately, just unfortunately for Vanta, fortunately for Boom, not getting punished for whiffing the up smash. There we go. Boom keeps hitting these. It's impressive, honestly. Like, the conditioning on that up B is kind of crazy. And the accuracy. But yeah, that back air will finally take it. 97% before finally losing that first stock, though. Boom kind of struggling to pick up that banana though. But I do like Vanta's use of bucket, even though like Boom has kind of been ready for it. It does sort of force you to. Wow, that killed. Game & Watch F Smash is strong. Oh, not getting the fair follow-up off of that down tilt. Fortunately, still finding, I think that was like a back air or something anyway. So here we are, potentially Boom's like last stock of the tournament. But this Diddy Kong has actually been like pulling some pretty impressive stuff, throwing adequate amounts of hands. But it all comes down to this last stock and if it actually works out. I would not encourage staying on Diddy after this game if it does win this game. Because the one thing I've noticed about Diddy from my like week or something of playing him is that he can kind of sort of struggle to kill sometimes. And against Game & Watch, that's really bad. You need to be able to like just hit Game & Watch with like that one, you know, big hit or whatever to end the game. I thought Boom was gonna go for the explosion again. Up smash not quite killing it, and that's kind of the thing. It's like Diddy up smash. It's good, it's fast, but it doesn't kill. Not when you need it to. Now we're kind of just playing this game of footsies of like we're both threatening each other with options, and oh. I think Vanta actually lived that, but Vanta was buffering an air dodge, and I think the air dodge actually pushed Game & Watch into the blast zone. That is something that you will get caught by sometimes. So now we are in Game 5 of True Grands. And now the question that is on all of our minds is, are we staying on Diddy? We are going to Battlefield. Boys. I don't know if anybody else saw that in the player cam, but Vanta gave like a couple of fist bumps to that. Like, yes. So we're gonna have to see if those fist pumps were warranted or not. Boom getting a couple of different, or not different, the exact same 2 up smashes. And honestly, it kind of just feels like that banana has been more of a threat to Vanta, just like sitting down on the ground in an inconvenient place, than when Boom actually has it in his hands. Even though it did like lead to a kill last game, of course I can't take that away from him. But I feel like it's just come in handy, like often. Just when it's laying there. And partially due to that banana, Boom is now in the lead by a little bit, by a tad bit, by a modest bit. By a plus special attack or minus physical attack bit. The double roll coming out from Vanta, we're not letting that one slide. I've done that before, it's fine. This is game 5 of Grands, nerves are high. I almost thought that worked. Diddy's explosion actually allowing him to go over Game & Watch dash attack, that's funny. Some goofy stuff is happening in this Grand. I think the unique just value of banana for your opponent, because like a lot of the time, you know, you're gonna be playing against a character that can't summon their own item. So the intrigue of holding an item as a different character kind of overtakes your opponent. And during that last stock there, for during Boom's first stock, there was a point where like Boom was coming back to stage, and Vanta like actively just gave up on edge guarding so as to pick up the banana instead that was on the other side of the stage. I just thought that was interesting. And I'm saying, if I'm Boom, I'm taking note of that. I'm keeping that in the back of my head. So you want the banana, I see. Oh, getting the 2-frame with F-tilt. And causing Vanta to actually like SD there with the air dodge. Side being right through the chef. I think that's what that's called. Good get up attack on the side of Boom. Just kind of telling Vanta like, yeah, no, I'm not just gonna let you run up and down smash. And I feel like as soon as I say that, Vanta's gonna run up and down smash and it's gonna work. Just knowing how it's been going during this commentary block. It's not a block, it's just been commentary. But that F smash taking it. Doing like a surprising amount of knockback. I didn't really catch how much percent Boom had. Getting a little bit of a combo after that reflected banana. But yeah, I think if Boom like pulled out another character from the pocket, or maybe like PT again, even, it might have gone a lot better. Just to go a character that like Vanta wasn't exactly in the mindset for, because now, because of that, the first Diddy Kong game, Vanta's more in the mindset to fight Diddy, and it's showing. Because Boom is definitely on the back foot here. Yeah. Yeah. Vanta popping off. Actually, I've never heard of Vanta before. Like, no offense, but this could be their first ever tournament win. I don't know.